cannot presume to know what you're feeling right now, and I am so sorry that you're having to go through this. But I want you to know that I'm going to be right here to help you get through it. That's what I'm here for. You know, in cases such as this, we always ask the family for them to choose a family member that they think is strong enough both emotionally and mentally to be able to view the body. And you've indicated in this case that that person is you. Is that right? I have a waiver here for you. This absolves the funeral home of any liability in case you were to suffer any after effects of viewing the body. It's a waiver of indemnity to not hold us liable in, well, I think you know why we have to ask for this given the nature of the times in which we live. Thank you. We'll have this in a packet for you when we get finished. It'll give you all the instructions of what you need to do. Now, I know you're feeling a whole range of different emotions right now: fear and anger, denial, grief. All these feelings are totally normal. No one can fault you for feeling any of those things. And I know if I was in your place, I'd be feeling a great deal of anger right now. And if you're feeling anger, that's fine. You go ahead and be angry. Now, I know you don't need my permission, but you have it anyway. Are you ready?
All right, I'm recording now, so whenever you want to start, feel free to begin.
Well, am I close enough?
For the mic to pick up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay, well...
Wait, I'm sorry. This is Michael Latta. I'm talking with Roy Dwayne Sharon. It is July 23rd, and we are meeting at his home in Rural Falls County. All right, sorry, Roy, go ahead.
Well, I don't really know where to begin. It's kind of hard to say where it all started.
Just try your best to lay the facts down.
All right. My daughter was about 11 years old. She rode the school bus home because me and her mom worked. My wife worked in town at the water department. She got off at 5 most days. Except on Tuesdays, they'd stay later to take payments from folks who worked till 5, so she got off around 6 on Tuesdays. That's when this all happened, it was on Tuesday. I generally work at the shop till I got done. Most days I'd just go ahead and head on home about 6 o'clock. Except on Tuesdays, I'd always try to leave closer to 5. That way, little baby wasn't home alone any more than normal.
Oh, could you tell me your daughter and wife's name?
Sure. Sarah Jean is my wife's name. Allison is my daughter. I've called her little baby since she was a newborn.
All right, go ahead.
I pull up, I see the front door is open. And little baby rarely left the front door open since we had the air conditioner running most days, so that looked a little out of place. I walk in the house and I see little baby's book bag sitting on the couch. And little baby always did her homework straight away and never put her bag back together until it was time to go to bed. So go into her bedroom to look for her, and she's not there. And nothing looks out of place there. So I check the rest of the house, our room, spare room, bathroom, kitchen, all the while calling her name and getting no answer. So I'm starting to panic a little bit now. I called her mama, and of course she hadn't heard from her. So She, of course, hightails it out of there and comes on home from work. Our nearest neighbor is about a quarter-mile away either side. They hadn't seen her. They start looking. Pretty soon, somebody calls the law. Then the law starts looking. It's now 7 a.m. in the morning. Hadn't slept. Hadn't eaten anything. Drank some tea, drank some Coke, pissed a couple times. My wife done thrown up a couple times. She hadn't eaten nothing or drank nothing. About 9 a.m., they find little baby's body. It was in a grove of trees about 5 miles away, attached to a farm, off and away from the main highways. She was raped, choked, had bite marks on her arms, legs, backside, genitals. She was naked. Her clothes were in a little ball about 5 yards away. We identified her body around 1 o'clock. Texas Rangers got involved and did their job. And prints matched a career criminal by the name of Brian Lee Post. They tracked him down to an apartment he had over in Temple. Sheriffs let us know when they caught him, so we knew he'd been taken in. Anyway, my daddy had an old .357 Smith & Wesson service pistol. Gave it to me when I was about 23. Simple gun, brown wood handle, nickel finish. Kept it by the bed with some hollow points in it. I left the house that morning with the gun. Went on down over to the courthouse where I knew they were going to be transferring him from the police car to the courthouse for his initial hearing. Went over the corner by some trash cans and hid and kind of waited for them to bring him out. So I had that hammer already cocked back a little bit, so all I had to do was point and barely squeeze the trigger. I came up on his right side, gun at the ready, and fired a shot right to his head. I seen his eyes kind of flinch closed, and his head opened up like a ripe melon or something. Some policemen tackled me, and I immediately let the gun go and made my body go limp so they knew I was giving up. I'd already killed him, I knew that, so I didn't want the policemen to get hurt. While I'm laying on the ground being cuffed, I look over and I can see the blood coming out of that fucker's eyes, nose, mouth. He was still alive, but just barely. While we was laying on the ground, he died. I watched him die. About a week later, they buried my daughter while I was still locked up in Bell County Jail. I guess that's about it.
I want to back up for a second. Is that okay?
Sure.
Roy killed Post. You helped him agree to a plea deal. He got 5 years probation on manslaughter. When you got home, things were difficult between you both.
That's right.
What I want to go back to is you. What did you go through?
Like when Allison went missing.
Well, feel free to start there. I think we've documented the sheer horror of what that must have been like. I think I'm more interested in the gap between Roy's decision to kill Post and the day he came home.
Well, there were a million things going on all at once. Here you are trying to grieve for your daughter and deal with that, and you have your husband in jail. The funeral was more than anything we'd ever saved for, so people began doing fundraisers to help us out. Then there were the reporters and the media. Brother Samuel, the preacher at the Baptist church, volunteered to be a family spokesperson at the big press conferences. I did TV, newspapers. I did local news, national news, Fox, CNN.
What did they all want to talk about? Were they interested in the story about Allison, or was it all just about your husband?
Both. Her death was news, but I think it was the vigilante husband angle that the national media picked up on. Roy became a hero to some people. They felt he represented this need to seek justice. No one really hated Roy, I think, but he was definitely loved by people.
What else was going on in this bubble you now found yourself in?
Well, Roy was still in jail. We had to get a lawyer. We had to talk to police. They searched the house. They started asking questions. Did he know Post? Did I know Post? Was it personal? Had we ever met him? We couldn't afford lawyers. So you try to go back to work. People all tell you how much they're here for you. They all mean it, and They all mean well, but you hear it 100 times a day. They go out of their way to tell you they are praying for you. People you never met are suddenly telling other people how special Allison was and how much they are praying for you. Then you hear rumors and gossip, that gets back to you. We knew Post and hired him to kill Allison. I was having an affair with Post. We used all of the money raised to pay for our lavish lifestyles. Meanwhile, you're at home, alone. A car gets repoed, credit cards are maxed out, and you can't pay them on one salary. They get cut up. You have to pawn things. I pawned his guns he had left.
Was there a coping mechanism at all that you used to help you deal with everything?
Well, nothing else to do with myself and my time. I eventually started working on my mind and my body. Jogging, eating better, drank lots of water.
You know what I'm going to ask, right?
Yes.
At some point, you met Kyle. Would this be that point?
This would be that point.
So you began working out together. Did it become more than that?
We talked.
Talking while working out only, or in social settings too?
Working out led to talking while working out. Talking there led to talking in restaurants. Talking at my house. Talking at his apartment.
You maintain it was all platonic.
We never even kissed.
How is that possible?
Excuse me?
Well, I assume there was a level of intimacy to the relationship. Not sexually maybe, but you were talking about feelings and things that are usually reserved for a typically romantic relationship. Am I correct?
The beauty of Kyle and I's talks were that they weren't about Allison or Roy. They were about movies. They were about food, fitness, art. They were anything but about grief and misery.
So he was everything Roy was not at this point.
He was everything Roy wasn't at any point.
Roy eventually came home. How long did it take to actually end?
The divorce was final maybe a year later.
Meanwhile, you were still seeing Kyle, and it eventually became a sexual relationship too.
I was hellbent and determined to never stop seeing Kyle. And yes, it did.
Which leads us to Katie.
It's your baby. I'm pregnant with your baby.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're fucking two guys at the same time, but you're absolutely certain it's my child. That's what you're saying.
I'm trying not to make this personal. Don't mock me.
God. Oh, my fucking God. You did not just say don't take this personally. So what, it's business? Are you on fucking meds?
This isn't easy for me.
Oh, and I'm having a blast. What am I supposed to do? I mean, honestly, what am I supposed to do right now?
I don't know.
Am I supposed to congratulate you? Am I supposed to feel sorry for you?
I don't know.
Am I supposed to feel guilty? Am I supposed to think this is somehow all my fault?
No.
Then what?
I don't know. This is all very confusing.
Confusing.
Yes.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's actually pretty simple, isn't it?
How is it simple?
All you gotta do is make a choice.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
You just have to decide who it is that you want to be with.
That doesn't solve anything.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It's me or him, girl. It's that simple.
It doesn't have to be like that.
So what? We all live together? Him and me, we share you like a great big fucking threesome?
That's not what I'm saying.
That's just it. You're not saying anything. You're just talking.
I don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do? Do you need some help figuring out what to do?
Don't fucking bully me.
I'm not gonna bully you. I'm not even gonna touch you. But I am gonna make this very, very easy on you. You are released from me. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. You can have the house. You can have everything, except for my clothes, my tools, and my pictures of little baby. You're free to date, or marry, or fuck, or do whatever it is you want to do. You and I are done. Don't talk to me. Don't think about me. Don't ask about me. Hell, don't even pray for me. I don't hate you. I'm not even mad at you. But we both died that day, too. Now it's just time to bury the bodies.
Roy, it's your baby. You are the father.
So what happened after that initial breakup?
Look,
Sorry, man. I gotta ask the questions.
look, I'll make you a deal. Hang on. I'll keep answering your questions, but we're gonna have a drink.
What's this?
We're gonna have a drink. Matter of fact, I got a better idea. We're gonna have a drink. You can ask some questions. I'm gonna ask some questions. It's a game called, little drinking game. It's called I Never.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
You've heard of it? So you know the basic rules. I'll give you a refresher. So
Yeah,
let's get a little bit of this here. All right. Let me give you just. You look like you can handle a little bit. We'll give you just a little bit there. That'll be all right.
We're off the record now. So,
Oh, are we?
yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Okay.
Why don't you give it a try? We'll see what we got.
Okay. I never let my cousin borrow my golf set. Is that a good?
That's a good one, but I don't have golf clubs,
Okay,
so I mean that's a good
I
point.
should
but
probably drink some more.
Well, then go ahead, yeah,
Okay.
because I don't golf.
Okay.
All right, so how about I have never smoked marijuana.
I was a kid once.
All right.
Yeah.
But-
Okay.
Now, see, I said I never, and I actually had to drink too. That's the way that
Yeah.
works.
Okay.
So,
I
got it? All right.
I got it.
So go ahead.
I never lived in a shithole town.
Well, all right. Well, then I've never lived in the middle of the city surrounded by yuppies and liked it.
Okay. I see where you were going here. Okay. Oh. What's in here?
It's just some whiskey. Don't worry about that. It'll be all right for you.
Okay.
My truck is saying the limit of the beer cans it can hold. I make $4 an hour and I'm 35 years old. When I'm out with all my friends, you know I act real bold. 'Cause I'm a drunk cowboy. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Yeah, I'm drunk, so what's it to ya? If you're fat, you know I'll screw ya. 'Cause I'm a drunk cowboy.
What's that?
It's a guitar.
Oh, that.
I'm not a real good player. Slightly below average. Well, definitely below average now.
So what is all this?
You asked me about my hopes and dreams. Here it is.
So you wanted to play guitar?
I wanted to be a musician. Someone paid to play music. You know, paid to write songs, paid to sing songs. A musician.
Well, what happened?
Regret, man. That's what happened. Of all the things I'd like to get back, I don't even know where to begin. When I was in jail, I became a folk hero to a lot of people. They were always sending me letters telling me they were thinking about me, praying for me, telling me that my life's purpose had to do with what had happened. That was something I did not want to hear.
Why?
Man, how would you feel if your life's purpose had already been fulfilled and it had nothing to do with what you wanted it to do, and you weren't even 4 years old yet?
You think life's purpose was fulfilled because of all this shit? Really?
Man, who's gonna hire a musician famous for killing a man?
You killed a murderer, Roy.
Picture the Country Music Awards, all right? Picture Shania Twain up on stage, introducing the next great act. And here he is now with his #1 hit, Roy Sharon, serial killer murderer and father to a murdered child.
Man, you just can't go through life doing nothing. I think that's a cop-out, Roy. I think that's a cop-out.
I didn't take a cop-out, Mike. Saying cop-out makes it seem like I made an excuse. I didn't make any excuses. See, I made a decision.
That thing loaded?
Yes, sir.
Why are you showing me a gun, man?
Because I need you to understand something. I like you. Think you're a good guy. I also think you're a reporter in search of a story. And I'm afraid you're not really comprehending something. See, my little girl really did die. Her killer really did exist. My wife and I really did end our marriage. And I really, actually did go shoot a man in the head in front of a bunch of policemen. And I need you to understand, these are not just some words for your article. These are our lives.
I get that.
The world you're in right now is real, and it's mine. And despite whatever you may think about it, whatever opinions or impressions you may have, it is still mine.
I respect that. Don't think for a second I don't.
It's empty.
Thought you said it was loaded.
I did. But those words sure had a way of affecting real life, didn't they, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up, boss? Got a question.
How's the food down there?
Horrible. Everything is either fried, greasy, or both.
How is that any different than Austin?
Well, because at least there they changed the grease.
What's the question?
I want to pay for a paternity test.
You want a what?
You want a what?
My magazine will pay for a paternity test. Prove once and for all whether or not you're Katie's father.
I am not her father.
Sarah says different.
Well, Sarah was also fucking me and another man at the same fucking time, wasn't she? Oh, but we can trust her. Her word's good as gold, isn't it?
She is adamant. She says you and her were sexually active weeks before her and Kyle became sexually involved.
Hey, you're crossing the line here, bud. I am not that girl's daddy. Hell, I ain't never even seen her.
You know her. I bet you've even seen her, haven't you?
Seen her picture. I ain't never met her in person.
Why would Sarah give her new daughter fathered by her new man, her ex-husband's last name?
Because she's crazy.
What if it's because she's absolutely sure you're the father?
Well, hell, that just proves she's crazy, doesn't it?
She never sued for child support.
That was the one sane thing she did.
Why didn't she?
Because it ain't mine.
No, it's because she didn't want you to struggle. She didn't want you to resent Katie because of money.
If she didn't want me to struggle, hell, she ought to be paying me money then.
Why not take the test? Solve the riddle, Roy.
No.
Won't take anything but your time.
No, it'll take my blood, or my piss, or my jizz, or however hell they do it these days.
Listen to me. This is your friend Mike talking, not Mike the reporter.
Mike, my friend, Mike the reporter, Dora the explorer. Hell, it don't matter who the shit you say you are. A reporter's always gonna be a reporter.
Not this time, man.
Fuck off.
Hey, I'm gonna say my piece on this, okay?
Just when I was starting to like you. Don't.
Look, I don't know what's gonna happen to you, but I do know this. I know if you got a daughter out there and she's yours, you deserve to let that little girl know who you are. She deserves that too.
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck, fuck, fuck! Fuck! Why are you even doing this story, man?
Because it's interesting.
Oh, it is my life.
I know, you showed me a gun.
What if I don't want to be her daddy, huh?
Too bad.
Haven't I been through enough shit already?
You're still alive, right? Time to man up.
What am I supposed to do, huh? See her every other weekend? Take her out for ice cream every odd Thursday, huh?
More than what you're doing now, Roy. Answer ain't in that cigarette either.
I know that.
Look, I want you to think about this, okay? I want you to really give it some attention while you're busy doing things like smoking or working on trucks that are running just fine.
Who says this truck's running just fine, huh?
I'll holler back later, amigo.
I'm not her daddy, damn it! Fuck. Little baby, there you are. Hey, you'd be a woman by now, wouldn't you? Things have been different recently. The reporter's doing a story on all of us. It's about me and you and your mama. Lord only knows what your mama's been telling that man. Never could tell what was gonna come out of that woman's mouth anyhow. They won't miss just one flower anyway. I miss you, baby. Think about you every minute of every day. You're always on my mind. I know I don't get out here as much as I should. But that's a hard thing to do. If you'd live long enough to have a little of your own, you know what I mean. Just know that I love you and thinking about you.
It's finally time for me to make some changes, I think. I can't live the way people might have thought I should anymore. I can't live like that no more. I gotta start working on my music. I gotta take that old guitar you like so much, start picking on it some more. I think it's time for a confession for you, baby. See, I done a foolish thing. So me and your mama ain't seen eye to eye in a long time. There's a part of me that still loves that woman. Probably always will. But I've been so stubborn. Me and your mama had another little one after you was born. And I denied it all I could. But I can't deny it not a day more. The truth is, I wasn't ever ready to let you go. And for some strange reason, I thought if I started loving Katie, that meant I'd have to let you go too. And I wasn't ready to do that yet. Oh, and I was wrong. But now I see. Now I can see I can love you the way I always have. Start loving Katie too. Love. The word love don't do you justice. Not for the way I feel for you. Saying I miss you just don't describe the hole that's left in me when you're gone. I think it's time I start telling Katie some stories about the adventures me and you used to have. Maybe take Katie on some new adventures. Come see me in my dreams. I'll be back for long. I love you.